Now, if it comes down to it, these two dudes start throwing hands. I know who I've got my money on. I'll tell you what. Caitlyn Jenner escalates a feud with Dylan Mulvaney. Yo, man, what? It's interesting. It's interesting because we know who's the more acclaimed woman, but the one who's kind of fallen out of fashion and has been replaced by a younger model. Maybe they are women after all. Now this media spotlight's on the younger anyways, what do we got right here? Because we're not going to be addressing the Bud Light stuff quite yet. Just wait for the next video on that one, because this little bit of woke on woke societal rot, I don't even know what specifically to title this topic, but it deserved its own space here today, and plus I could push off the video that I had scheduled for this one anyways. But first and foremost, Caitlyn Jenner escalated her war of words with Dylan Mulvaney, and I get to whip out the pause. I get to whip out the Caitlyn Jenner impersonation, so that's always a good day. Ripping the trans influencer as fringe and not good for the LGBT movement. I have never spoken to her, nor will I. Jenner, 73, looks pretty good for... I don't even know what to say anymore. Told the Post dismissing any possibility of a sit-down between the two trans titans. I'm dying a little inside for the fact that that has actually been committed to print. Two trans titans, two mentally unstable individuals. Dylan Mulvaney is obviously a clout seeker. Like, found an incredibly good niche and went all the way to the top on it. And Bruce, I'm sorry, Kate, I don't even, a very decorated athlete is also a victim of a Kardashian meat grinder. Nobody comes out the other side, okay? At least it didn't get hooked on drugs like Lamar Odom. Well, I guess maybe just, being a lifetime subscriber to Big Pharma. Anyways, I try to be, for the LGBT community, the adult in the room. Well, yeah, if you're going by physical stature, then of course you're going to be the adult in the room. Or she is not. She is bouncing around all over the place. I have nothing in common with her. Well, your old hips and your old joints at 73 don't quite spring back the same way a tiny little 90-pound waif will. Oh, the fringe is the worst thing that can happen to the trans community. The media only wants to report on that because it's sensationalized of it. And honestly, that's got to stop. It says that, 2017 Woman of the Year. Bruh. Mulvaney, a biological man. Well, Jenner, a biological grandpa, Christ, has raised the ire among conservatives after being signed as a representative for various brands, advertising on Instagram. Yeah, it's worked really well, and we'll touch on the Bud Light stuff here very shortly. But the Nike stuff, Nike doesn't care. Nike's a powerhouse. Nike's just like Disney when it comes to athletic and just general wear. They're never going to change. They have enough money. They have enough promotion. They're going to be the last group to change. If you start to see any sort of a movement within any of the brands, maybe Adidas, we'll see if they end up, snatching back up. Oh, somebody who's actually tangentially related to Jenner, yay, see if they do anything with that. But Reebok's been looking on the rebound for a while, and I thought Shaq bought the brand. So, yeah, if they're going to do anything when it comes to just shedding the whole woke motif and just return to basics, kind of like what you're seeing with Paramount in the media space, like they're never going to challenge for Disney's crown. Warner kind of straddles both of the lines, and media's an entire weird conglomerate, and I don't ever like to chalk it up to, there's people and above the scenes, and it's just, no, they're just trying to follow where the money goes. But now there's been a very clear indication that if you go woke, yes, indeed, you go broke. As someone that grew up in awe of what Nike co-founder Phil Knight did, it's a shame to see such an iconic American company go so woke, she tweeted. Yeah, of course, and as you can see, Jenner means business. See, if I use the surname, no offense, that is actually accurate, and I can at least skirt the lines on YouTube, which, if this was exclusively on Rumble, which it will be, streaming on Sunday, I got a couple of different topics for that one. You should join me on that, because we can go hard on these topics. Pause. The beef. oh God, just all of these words together, has been simmering for months and began long before Mulvaney's string of brand name endorsement deals. Yeah, probably about the same time here. Okay, cool. It's not quite on the same level, but you remember Mulvaney got a sit-down audience at the White House with the president. Yeah, that was a thing. Christ. In October of 2022, Jenner took issue with Mulvaney's campaign to normalize the bulge, a reference to women with dicks. What the fuck is... Oh my God. I want to... Trans Titans was enough to get me, but yo... What? I didn't even know about that. Dylan, congrats. You're a trans with a penis. No, you're a dude in a dress. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. Or, well, we'd have to wait for somebody else to enter the fray in order to properly use that term. Anyways, I'm glad the position I'm in... I'm done with that. I'm at today that I can be the voice, the very deep and booming voice of reason about what is going on out there. And yeah, okay... I've seen interactions that Bruce Jenner is, Caitlyn. I've seen Jenner out on the golf course, okay? Can we get that straight? Again, all of these double entendres that just show up in common parlance. This is 2023 in a nutshell. There's another one. But yo, Jenner doesn't take that shit all that seriously. I think out at the golf course with the Nelk boys, and yeah, they were just cracking jokes about the fact that, Caitlyn there still has all the plumbing. A lot of balls jokes, which is just hilarious. It's like, yeah, everybody knows that this shit is absurd, but at least somebody's not taking it too seriously. Yeah, I just like to have really long hair, and I was surrounded by so much feminine energy all the time, and them talking about taking dick, and I just decided, hey, why not join in? Though she has been one of the most visible transgender people since announcing her transition in 2015. Fuck, it's been that long? Whoa, definitely beating the odds. Definitely one of the outlier statistics. Jenner has alienated many in her own community with her outspoken embrace of conservative politics. Yes, just running on the recall campaign in California for governorship, and yeah, it was an ill-fated campaign, but it's weird having to straddle that world because, okay, you're a conservative, so you get ostracized by the people that may or may not have had a tenuous relationship with propping you up. But then on the other side, in your first week of coming out as being a woman, you commit vehicular manslaughter and you get totally away with it. So yes, you are in fact maybe the most credible female trans case out there, as opposed to Dylan, who is so obvious. Like, it's just as many jokes as you can make. Like, it's such an obvious attention grift. Like, what do we know for sure? What do we know for sure that Dylan's actually gone through? Hasn't even gone through the process of picking out a more feminine first name, even though there are some strippers named Dylan, which no, never. But facial reconstruction surgery, says hormones and says that they're my happy pills, which definitely isn't a sign of mental illness. Of course not. But Big Bruce, on the other hand, like, come on, you guys are both on equal footing, equal high-heeled footing. Just one doesn't take it as seriously as the other, but I don't know. Caitlyn's still alive after, just about 10 years at this point in time. I think we know by the other statistics that are out there what the fate of Dylan's ultimately going to be. Not wishing anything, just, noticing patterns. She ran for governor of California in 2021 as a Republican, became a high-profile Fox News star because, of course, Fox News is not your friend, okay? Like, they hired Donna Brazil, the former chairman of the DNC, for Christ's sakes, the person who was responsible for leaking the questions as an intermediary for the DNC primary debates, or was that for the general debates in 2016? I can't quite remember which one. But specifically, yeah, Fox News hired her as a contributor, as well as Caitlyn Jenner, because what, you need a black female and a trans perspective on conservative issues from somebody who's a dyed-in-the-wall Democrat and another one who was only relevant in the 70s because they were a decathlete. It's like, what? Again, Fox News is so fucking dumb. The channel is the only network to employ a full-time trans contributor. Fantastic. Just goes to show you that Fox, the evil, the right-wing Fox that all of those brainlet leftists will tell you, but there you go. This month, Jenner launched a political action committee, Fairness First, dedicating to keep transgender women from competing in sports with biological women. You had to launch a PAC for that? Okay, that's interesting. Just kind of seems like step one in a money laundering campaign, but you do you, I guess. She also remains a vociferous supporter of former President Donald Trump, who was seen this week at Mar-a-Lago where they talked about golf. Yes, a conversation was not too political. Well, she stopped short of an endorsement, yes, because everybody's lobbying for the Caitlyn Jenner endorsement. Fucking Christ. Even though it was kind of funny, because Trump recently, I don't know if you guys caught that Nelk Boys interview with Trump. It was really good. We might watch that on Sunday on the Rumble stream. That could be fun. I don't know for sure or not, but it's still up in the air when it comes to ideas for that stream. But still, he had certain things to say about Caitlyn Jenner's former stepdaughter, and he has a certain amount of vitriol for her, which is very interesting. Very interesting. God, that was a good interview. Very good interview. Trump's making the right moves by continuing to go on to popular social media channels and do interviews there instead of just going to those old boomer-con news stations that isn't going to drum up any sort of interest in his campaign. So that's a smart decision. I think Trump is going to win this thing. He's a great man, and he's done tremendous things for the country, Jenner said, adding that she would be honored to campaign for him. Yeah, because that's what else you need, just a bunch of aging women around him, because there aren't enough there already. We need an adult in the room, and that adult right now is Donald Trump in any kind of way I feel right now. That's fantastic. But she is also not afraid to take it to the conservatives. I think the right sometimes doesn't believe in gender dysphoria, that it is real. I have lived it. Yes, it's real. But is the solution a bunch of different self-mutilation surgery? Yeah, I don't quite think so. It's definitely a problem. And there used to be institutions in place. I can't believe it's... we used to call them insane asylums, people. But there's a real mental health problem. We would put them in the crazy house, people. That's what people tell me. That's what they used to call it. I used to say, wasn't it an insane asylum? No, people would tell me that it's a crazy house. And then I'm like, okay. Jenner said, adding that she was against the blanket bans on gender-affirming care for minors. Yeah, really taking it to the conservatives with more leftist talking points. Just a Trojan horse effort. Listen, it's nice that people are talking about the fact that Dylan Mulvaney's a total fraud. Fantastic. You're making mockery of mental illness. Yeah, no, 100%, if you want to bring that to light. But we got to call a spade, and this is definitely one of those instances where the pot is calling the kettle black. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.